June 20th was my 20th day in Japan, and it was one that I spent in a lot of travel because I took the train from Beppu to Nagasaki, and it ended up taking about 5 hours. But when I got to Nagasaki, I was able to explore and go to the Nagasaki Peace Park and learn about the implications of the atomic bomb in their city and see the different memorials and things that had lasted. And then making my way back to my hotel, I also just kind of checked out some of the stores, had a great meal at a little restaurant with onigiri and cold soba. Then I finally ventured into a basement department store, which not only had groceries, but also had food stands. And I got some amazing items, such as some fresh taiyaki with both strawberry and chocolate cream, and sashimi, and a few other things that I can't wait to share with you. So, come spend a lot of time on a train, but then even more time exploring the beauty that is Nagasaki. Hey, it is Friday the 20th, the day after my birthday, and I'm in Nagasaki. So I left Beppu this morning and made the transfer here. It took about 4.5 hours with time riding the different trains and having to wait. So I think I left Beppu at 7:55 and it's like 12:55 now, so I guess maybe closer to 5 hours. I've already walked to my hotel and dropped off my bag so that I can, go explore. And now I'm making my way to Nagasaki Peace Park and the Bomb Memorial Museum so I can film and learn and experience. So I will let you know when I get there. This is really cool because my grandma's from Minnesota. But in 1955, Nagasaki City in St. Paul, Minnesota, established Japan's first sister relationship. So they have a lot of cultural understandings, mutual friendship. I love it. This statue here is the Vision of Peace. It's a replica of the 11.6 meter tall original on display in St. Paul City Hall. That is the coolest thing ever. But I have this connection to my family more than, my family living here for a few years. Which, that's something that I'm really, really excited about. So today's Friday, so in 3 more days on Monday, I'm going to Okinawa, and I'll get to see the places where my aunt and uncle were at whenever they lived here. All right, these are the buildings. One hosts the memorial to the people who were lost, and then one is the museum. I'm going to go to both for sure. And then I'll also go to the epicenter of where the bomb was dropped. Yes, we're going to start with the museum, I think.
全滅し、給水も止まったことによって火災の被害が増大した。火災は熱線による発火、爆風による建物破壊に伴う第二次発火によって一層大きなものとなった。火災と爆風によって海人に帰した面積はおよそ 6.7 平方キロメートル。松山町、山里町など67に上る町を焼失させた火災は夜になっても収まらず、消火活動は翌朝まで続いた。爆発の瞬間、空中に放出された放射線は中性子線とそれに伴うガンマ線である。引き続きプルトニウムの分裂によって生じた核。
So I just went through the museum and also the memorial. I couldn't film a lot out of sign of respect, but here's part of the memorial that I can film. And the hypocenter, so where the bomb actually hit, is about 250 meters from this point, going in the straight direction. So of course I am going to walk my way to the hypocenter and the memorial there. This statue is called a sad farewell. I had become numb to the horror of injured people and corpses by August 19th, but I will never forget one scene that I confronted that day. Two girls were lying side by side on a pile of lumber in the middle of a field in Nagasaki, part of the Nagasaki district, about 4 kilometers from the hypocenter. They were about 10 years old and seemed to be sisters. I was taken back at first by the beauty of the kimono worn by both girls, a splendid kind of kimono that we seldom saw in these hard times. Then I gasped in wonder at the loveliness of the two faces, which showed no signs of injury and bore a light application of makeup. The girls were wearing beautiful kimono and makeup for the first time in death. This gesture on the part of the people who placed the bodies there only enhanced that feeling of tragedy. What a heartbreaking scene. The sight left an indelible impression on my memory, and although unable to properly portray the richness of the kimono, I made a painting of the scene 29 years later to save it for posterity. Here's the painting of the scene that is being described. And then the statues, kind of hard to read, the statues erected in tribute to the young people of Asia who suffered in the fires while trusting in the future, and to all the peace-loving people of the world who aspire for a world free of war. One spring day in 1985, the Ayabe Junior High School Students' Council received a letter from 93-year-old Miss Shina Fukutami, mother of Minako, one of the girls portrayed in the painting, a sad farewell. In the letter, Miss Fukutami, who lives in Ayabe City, Kyoto Prefecture, expressed her wish to build a peace monument in Nagasaki. A mother who lost her daughter to the atomic bomb, she had been unfolding her grief for years into paper cranes and giving these for us to take to Hiroshima on our school excursion. Deeply moved by her wish and by the facts of history, junior and senior high school students, parents, teachers, and other citizens of Ayabe gathered to form the association to build a statue of a kimono-clad girl in Nagasaki and to collect funds. The statue reached completion by the efforts of the people involved in the project and with the support of the many people moved by our aspiration, not just to build a statue, but to expand the wish of peace around the world. All of these people were moved by two girls who disappeared into the sky over Nagasaki, praying for a peace world free of nuclear weapons. We are confident that the road taken in building this statue is the road of truth, along which humankind will build a peaceful future. Stunning statue and story. Here is the current view of Nagasaki from this spot. And here's what it was like right after the bombing. So from where we're standing, we can see that right ahead of us was the hypocenter. And then to the left of us was the Chamois National School. It is currently a Chamois Elementary School. We should be seeing it right over there. And the Nagasaki Prison Yukumi Branch, which is the present day site of the Peace Statue, which I'm walking to shortly. To think that 80 years ago, this area was devastated by the bomb, and that you wouldn't have seen everything that we see here now. It's incredibly moving to be standing here. And just like in Hiroshima, it's like I understand why what happened, but at the same time, my heart is breaking for those lives that were lost, because who could they have been? I mean, what might they have discovered? What might they have done if they had lived? This piece of art here is called the Flame of Peace. It was built 37 years ago in August of 1988 as a symbol that Nagasaki should be the last place to suffer the devastation of an atomic bomb. And here's some pledges and prayers that have been made that this, be the truth. I believe this is a memorial to the lives that have been lost due to leukemia coming from the radiation. Because you can tell how she's holding the paper crane, and I mean, there's been too many children and adults lost. I think this is the hypocenter of where the bomb dropped at 11:02. On August 9th, 1945. I have this statue here to commemorate it. Let's see. This here is also part of the hypocenter. The atomic bomb exploded 500 meters above this spot. The black stone monolith to the right of this plaque marks the hypocenter. The fierce blast wind heat rays reached several thousand degrees, and deadly radiation generated by the explosion reduced the city center to ruins. About 1/3 of Nagasaki City was destroyed, and 150,000 people killed or injured, and it was said at the time that this area would be devoid of vegetarian for 75 years. Now the hypocenter remains as an international peace park and a symbol of the aspiration for world harmony. This picture here was taken in October of 1945, and it shows the black monolith that was the first structure built after the bombing that marked this hypocenter. So this was the first, and then this is the current. This is the only thing that remained of a cathedral that was near the hypocenter where the bomb dropped, this wall. You can kind of see some of the scorch marks and things from where the heat and the rays. This was the ground level at the time of the bombing. This is the Fountain of Peace. The reason why they went with the fountain is because when the bomb hit, the victims that were currently still alive were begging for water due to the burns and the extreme thirst, but they couldn't get it. So this water is for those victims, and it goes up into the shape of the wings of a dove, which, as we know, is a universal sign of peace. It's quite stunning to see and to be here. There in the distance of a mother is a statue of a mother supporting her child for all the mothers and children that were lost in the bombing. This is the Peace Park with many different monuments and statues dedicated to peace in the future and memorial of those who were lost or affected by the bombings. And it all culminates in one large peace statue. This is the Toyoko Nagasaki Exme Inn. For the first time on this trip, I am not on the top floor, but I am still at the end of the hallway in the corner, which is so crazy. Let's check out the room. Alright. Come in. It's simplistic. That's okay. I mean, I don't need much. No slippers, anything like that I can see. So you must not have to take them off. Actually, it's pretty spacious. So you come in, there's that. You do have to put your room key in here for the power. And then here's our bathroom. It's a unit bath, so there's my washlet toilet, my sink, and pretty decent sized tub, which I will be using tonight. And then, oh, there's the slippers. Found them. And then there's a good little desk. And the TV. There's a fridge. I'm going to make sure I don't have to turn it on for usage, because sometimes you do. You do, but it's already on. This is I guess maybe a trouser press. And then a mirror. I'm gonna get the AC going. TV. Check that. It's cool that I can talk about my breakfast. This is a phone. Oh, here's the storage. So tissues, hair dryer, kettle, cup. I did get a thing to make some tea. Be great for actually working because it's got a internet plug here and stuff. Kind of wish I would have my computer, but I just don't have time. And a decent sized bed. It's a little on the firmer side, but not too bad. Pillows got some good stuff. And let's check out the view. There's the view. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but it does me for one night. All right, in Nagasaki, I finally got a treat I have been wanting to try. And that is the taiyaki desserts. So they're fish-shaped desserts that are normally filled with a type of like custard or red bean paste. I got two. So this one is chocolate cream, and the outside is like a kind of like a doughy pancake almost. This one's chocolate, and it is so good. The cake is fluffy, and these were made fairly fresh before I got them. The chocolate cream is rich. This is a 5 out of 5. Absolutely get a taiyaki in your preferred flavor. Chocolate, absolutely delicious. So glad I got it. I'll try the strawberry in just a moment. So here's my strawberry taiyaki. So it looks exactly the same as the chocolate on the outsides. They got the fish and everything. Okay. I can't tell you which one I like better because the strawberry is also absolutely amazing. I kind of wish I would have gotten some of the other flavors too. But this is also a 5 out of 5. The place I got this was a little like grocery store, shopping plaza, food street right next to Nagasaki Station. It's in Amu Plaza. And there was just a stand. I don't even remember what the name was. But if you're in Nagasaki, go to Amu Plaza. Check out. I think it's on the first floor. The food street, and you'll find these. And then there's so many other treats too. Tried not to go too crazy and get a lot of things, but I also got, some sashimi.